Hi, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to talk about grouped bar charts. Here is my figure. So we are having grouped bar charts. So for A, we are having two bars. For B, we are having two bars. For each of them, we are having two bars, and we are having two datasets, dataset 1 and dataset 2. So dataset 1 is the blue bars, dataset 2 is let's say, the orange bars. Okay, so but how can we do that? It's very easy. We can have the categories. It's shared because we are having, for example, two bars for category A, two bars for category B. So it's shared. We can have A, B, C, D, and E. But each category has each dataset has different values. For example, in the dataset 1, for the category A, dataset 1, we are having the value 10. But for the same category in the dataset 2, we are having the value 5 here. Sorry. So for example, for category B, we are having two datasets. One value is 20, one value is 15. So exactly here, the value 1 for category A, for categories, for A, B, C, D, E, and value 2 for these categories. So for example, A, if in value 1 is dataset 1, it's 10, but in the dataset 2, it's 5. So A for dataset 1, which is the blue, is 10. For dataset 2, which is orange, is 5. So we are having one categories and we are having two datasets. Okay. Now we need to have our X. So first of all, here, this part, the len function, and inside parentheses, we are having the categories, is going to return the number of categories for us. Okay. So the number of categories, which is 5. And we are going to have the number of categories, and then this part, the whole part, is going to generate an array from 0 to 4 with indices from 0 to 4 for 5 elements, which assigns a unique number index to each category. Okay, so we are going to have unique numeric index to each category A, B, C, D, and E. So this is what it's going to happen here. Okay, then we are having the width of our bars, which is 0.3. So you see the width is 0.3 now, 0.3. So we can change it to what we want. We can have 0.2, for example. It's changing. We can have 0.1. We see that it's like this. We can have 0.4. So this is the width. Whatever we want, we can choose. So I choose to be 0.3. So 0.3 is good. Now we are having the size of our figure. So it's 8 inches by 6. So I would say 6 by 4. So it's a bit smaller now. Okay, so it's easier to see in the monitor. So now we discussed the figure size as well. Now we need to have the bar function. So in order to have the bar function, we were having the x here, the x-axis, let's say, the y-axis, the width we are adding here. This is the width of our bars. We are having the label, we are having the color, and we are having the edge color. So edge color is black. And what is happening here? So for the first data set, which is this one, we are having x minus width divided by 2. And for the second one, we are having x plus width divided by 2. But why do we need to have that? Let me remove this one so we see the difference. So when I run, we see that we are having overlaps. So these bar charts, the bars that are blue, you see that they are overlapping because A is in the middle now. Okay, so A is the starting point of the orange because we are still having the plus width divided by 2. But A is having the overlap. So, and it's not very nice to have them like that. Okay. So if I also, let me put it here. So if I also remove this part and I run the code, we see that we are having the full overlap. So this is another way to have the bar charts, but this is not what we were looking for now. So in order to make them nice, you see that they are overlapping fully here. We want to have the second data set to move a bit to the right and the first data set, which is the blue one, to move a bit to the left. So the orange one a bit to the right, the blue one a bit to the left, and this happens to all of them. So this orange a bit to the right and this blue a bit to the left. In order to do that, we calculate the half of the width. So this is the width, okay? This is the width and this is the center point. We're going to shift the orange one half of the width to the right and shift the blue one half of the width to the left. So they will be next to each other exactly. I will say it one more time. So I'm going to shift the orange one as large as half of the width to the right and half of the width to the left for the blue bars. Why? Because this way we are going to have them next to each other instead of both being this to the center. So it's like the center of the blue will be this point and the center of the orange will be this point. Okay? So this is the ending part of the blue and the starting point of the orange. So this is why we need to have them here. So when I run, you see that, okay, so A is the center still, but it's the ending point of the blue and the starting point of the orange. So the blue has shifted half of the width to the left and the orange has shifted half of the width to the right. So this is how actually we can make them nice and clear. But we could also have the overlap version if you prefer, of course. So this is the bar chart for the first data set. We shift the first bar chart a bit to the left and the second bar a bit to the right for the second data set, let's say. And this one, again, we are having the X, the values, the width, it's the same. The label is data set 2 and the color is salmon. So you see the color is salmon and not orange, let's say. I didn't realize that it's salmon. To me, they are both the same, but their name at least is different. Then we are having the edge color, and this one is also black. Okay. So then we are having the set category names on x-axis. Here we are having A, B, C, D, and E. Okay. So we are using this x ticks function to have the x-axis to have the name of our categories A, B, C, D, E. Then we are having the group bar chart title, the font size, and we want it to be bold. Then we are having the X label, which is this category, and the values. Okay. And we are having, of course, the legend because we were having the labels here. We want to show the legend here. So this is the legend that we are seeing here. And finally, we are having the show function in order to display our grouped bar chart. So the only thing that we need to be careful is how we are managing this X part. And also, if we want to have the names on X axis, we simply use the X ticks and we are writing down the X axis and then categories to be printed there. So this is how we can have a very nice grouped bar chart. Thank you for watching.